Hi guys, welcome back. Just out on the GPX, just having a bit of a run around the track. Spent last weekend cutting out, and it's still quite cold here. We're sort of now into it's the 9th of February now, but it's still, I think we're about 6 degrees Celsius at the moment here. It's going to get a little bit warmer later on today, but we're now starting to see a little bit of drier weather in the UK, and I'm getting some motivation to start riding again. I've had quite a bit of a layoff, to be fair, since October. A couple of very short rides when I've been out. I was out last weekend. I actually got the TPI out last weekend. I brought it down here just to run things in. The rally bikes also had a bit of a ride out as well, getting that ready for the trip to Morocco. But I've just got the GPX with me. Not really run that much since dawn to dusk, to be fair. You just saw previously it was totally stripped down, cleaned and everything, and tweaked a few little things. You know, after dawn to dusk, the bike took a right hammering, to be fair. I've got some different graphics on it now from that event. Cleaned it up, but she's looking clean still. You know, we've had this bike a year now. I'm still waiting for the wheels to fall apart. I'm still waiting for the footpegs to collapse. I think value for money, it's been a good buy, and it's doing what I want it to do. We used it majority of last year as a training bike for the build up to Romania to get some hours in, loads of hours on, and you know, we're now on about 160 hours on this thing now. And you know, yesterday I reported a little bit of a clutch noise, a bit of a whirring sort of screechy noise on the engine, but apparently it's quite a common thing on a lot of bikes, particularly Yamahas. Obviously this is a Yamaha derived engine. You know, guys previously on some of the forums have reported screeching sound from the engine, from the clutch, and the gearbox oil change sorted it out. The bike's running fine. You know, we had that bit of an issue yesterday, and I was scratching my head thinking, what could it be? And I figured it could be a clutch issue, so it might be telling me that the clutch plates are ready for changing. So that's probably something I will do. I mean, the bike runs and rides as it should do. And like they say, there's no noise now. I mean, yesterday when I got that noise, I was running it at high temperature. I'd been road riding it, and I'd had it wide open for quite a while, just giving the engine a bit of a blowout. And that's when it started. So I think it might be a heat-related issue with the clutch. And 160 hours on that clutch, I think is good for what it's done. And like I said, I've been around the field this morning, and it's doing what it should do. So I think it'll go a little bit longer yet with that clutch. I mean, no rush to sort of change it. Fresh oil, and it's sorted it. But we've tweaked a few things. We're still running the touch and go carburetor. The only complaint with that carburetor is sometimes it just seems a little bit noisier as a bike compared when you've got a stock carburetor on. So you've got more of a sort of crackle on the exhaust, probably because it's running that tad bit richer. But you know, the bike's good on fuel. You've seen there, it's responsive enough. It's not, you know, compared to the other bikes on the market, this, you know, is down on power compared to others. So you know, you get what you pay for. If you want performance, then you pay top money for a performance oriented bike. But this is ideal for me, for what I do, for bike fitness, for green laning, rattling around the field like I'm doing now. It's perfect, and the engine is showing some longevity. And I didn't have any doubts, to be fair, when I bought it about the engine. You know, from the reviews I've seen, and I know the guys in South America and other parts of the world have been running these units for a lot of hours. You know, triple the amount of hours I've got on this. So I'm happy with that, with the engine. Exhaust, still an original exhaust. We've got a dent in it, and that will be staying for a while. I've no plans to change the exhaust. It's quite a robust exhaust. I had the bags on yesterday, the Tusk panniers. I took them off for riding today. Again, we've just got a train interrupting as it goes past with the noise. We're on the second set of plastics because we've had a few crashes in the past and we've bashed stuff up. We broke the original LED headlight. I've replaced that. I've still kept on the light from dawn to dusk. I thought I'd keep that on, and I've got that rigged up with the high beam on the main headlight. I've actually got a KTM light in there now because I had one spare in the garage. When you've owned a few KTMs over years, like I have, you build up a set of spares, and I had a 2017 4-stroke, and that light came from that bike, and it fits on this one, so great. We've rerouted the cable on the throttle to run down on the inside. Now this cable and the throttle came with the touch and go carburetor. The cable is from a 2009 2-stroke KTM which I've previously owned, and I had a spare cable in the drawer, and that fits with the touch and go carburetor. I didn't like the cable what came with the T&G carb. It had like a bend in at the top where it came out of the slider. I don't know if you can see in there, but all I've done is replaced the piece what comes with the touch and go throttle cable, the silver bend. I just replaced that with the fitting from the top of the standard carb off this bike, the SZC carb, as a brass fitting what goes into the top of the slide, what the cable goes into. That now goes into the top of the touch and go carb. The 2009 cable fits with the nibby throttle. And obviously running it as we do down here, you don't need the length that you would do if you're running it down through the back of the headlight around the side. And this is how a lot of the bike throttle cables are run anyway. I mean, the other bikes that I've got, the KTMs that I've got, the throttle cable runs down the front of the handlebars and down into the frame that way. So happy with that. We've got a European light switch on, so I'll just switch the ignition on. You can hear the servo boot up there for the power valve, and then we've just got on, and we've got the LED linked in with the high beam for some if we get into a nighttime sort of situation, it's there. Originally I went with a hydraulic clutch, and I've now reverted back, or I've reverted back some time ago now with the cable clutch. Now the problem I had with the hydraulic clutch, hang on. Right, yeah, what I found with the hydraulic clutches was, I mean, the action was good. It was just the master cylinders, or the slave cylinders for the hydraulic clutches. I couldn't find one that was waterproof. With jet washing, the seals just kept blowing. So I just reverted back to a cable clutch until I could find something, and I've not found anything as yet that's going to be robust to a pressure washing when you're cleaning the bike. So there you go. That experiment, in some respects it were good, but in others it turned out, in the long run it were really viable, because obviously trying to find something out there what's going to be waterproof enough for a jet wash it's not transpired as yet. So until that happens, we're on with cable clutch, and to be honest, it's light enough as it is. Cable clutch is doing what I want, and I have a spare clutch cable in the toolbox should I need it. Where are we? Yeah, we changed the swinging arm bearings a little bit ago, and we cleaned the swinging arm up as well, because some acid burns from the battery. That was my fault. So it's now sort of bare aluminium is the swinging arm. But yeah, that's holding up. The linkage is holding up. No issues with the linkage. The brakes, again, no issues with the brakes. They're really good. Got a lot of good feel to them. The discs, yeah, happy with them for the amount of hours that I've done. They're just getting a little bit of a ridge on, so at some point maybe they'll do this year then for what hours I'm going to do on it, I would think. If I have to change them, I'll change them. But and the front as well, the front, you know, the brake pads, they went, oh man, when was it? Well over 100 hours before I changed them. Did those front brake pads, the factory ones, and we've now got a brand new setting. I think they went to about 120 hours if memory served me right. Suspension wise, we've upgraded the springs. I've got a WP rear shocking. I just wanted something with more adjustability, which is, you know, it's not uncommon in that, you know, when you're buying a bike, people do change suspension quite a lot from what I see, and the people that I deal with at work. You know, some people just get rid of their stock suspension and go to complete Öhlins, you know, which is a lot of money, or complete factory WP stuff. Or again, they're going on to the 6500 inserts on the WP stuff. You know, it's quite expensive when you think about it. And I'm not talking GPX, I'm talking about KTM, I'm talking about Shercos, I'm talking about Betas, Yamahas. Yeah, I would say at the moment, I think the KYB suspension is probably the best stock from what I can gather, from what I've seen. That's on the Shercos and the Yamaha stuff, and on the Betas as well. But some of it's, you know, it's not all the same, and there's a lot of differences in valving and things, surprisingly. What else have we got to do? Yeah, we've got the comfort seat on. I like that, vast improvement, really comfy. Dawn to dusk, it were great. But yeah, the wheels are holding up. I'm really pleased how the bike is doing. You know, it's a long-term bike. It's for what it cost me. You know, it was nearly half the price of anything else. Yeah, performance is not what the others are, but I didn't buy it for performance. I bought it for fitness and for just a general sort of riding, really. And it's doing what I want. Yeah, it's doing what it says on the tin. See you soon, guys. Back soon with updates on Morocco and whatever else I can bring to you. Okay, guys, see you soon. Man, you know, ripping then, proper ripping.